Hey, Brian from Garage Hall. I have the HS360, and this is by Holy Stone. I absolutely love everything that they make. So let's open this box up and see what we get inside. And I love drones. Drones are awesome. Okay, so right away, I love the fact that you get a carrying case. So everything is nice and compact in this. Let's open it up. And so right away we have, that is your remote as your battery for the drone. So let's take this. Oh, you get 2 batteries. That's a bonus and a plus. Oh, okay, so I was wondering what just fell out. That is I guess a little transport ring that sits right there, so you can transport it without the battery basically depleting itself. So that's really cool. That's super useful. So that is your one, and this is your second battery. My opinion, drones should all come with 2 batteries. It's definitely a plus. Alright, so on this side of the case, let's flip this around a little bit. Actually, let's get this stuff out of the way so we can open the case up properly. So this is your little supply bag. Let's see what we get in here. As I destroy the bag opening it up, but that's okay, because we got a carrying case. Okay, so it comes with a screwdriver, a couple spare propellers, and a couple little screws, probably for the propellers. So what we are going to do is we're going to reconfigure this bag, and we are going to put those little screws in there so we don't lose them. Nice and handy. And then you have your propellers. Actually, whoa, there's a bunch of screws I missed. Okay, that's good. And I don't know if you can see, but it does come with the little blue paste. Maybe you can see it higher from there. So that will help lock the threads in for these propellers. Let's put these back in the bag here with the screws. And we're just going to give it a little fold over and put it back in the case here. Since I ripped the case open, I'm going to have to go find a little plastic bag to help fix that. So keep that in mind. Don't be as destructive as I just was. Alright, so this is your charging cable. Looks like it is a C, so if you're looking for another charging cable just to have with you, I try to get like a super redundancy, and I'll have like 2 of everything. But that is where you plug the battery in. Let me get a better camera view on that. So basically you are plugging that in like that. And then I have a power block that I can charge stuff on. And it's blinking red and green. I don't know if I can see that in the camera too well. But my delusion is I'll probably turn solid green when it's done charging up. So we'll make sure that we get both batteries completely charged up before we head out. So this is your drone. And I love that it has a full HD Wi-Fi camera right on the front of it. And you fold it out like this. And then that is basically ready to go. You put your battery here in the back. And like I said, the orientation is such that you basically plug it in that way. And I love it. Okay, so it has your SD card slot right here on the side. You see it better from the top camera view, but that is your SD card slot, so you can record when you fly, which is super helpful. So this is your remote, and that has okay, at the bottom of the controller is where you put your phone as your monitor. So let's open this up. Actually, I think it slides in this way. Yep, so that is your phone mount. And be careful because it has some indentations here. So depending on your buttons on your phone, just to kind of give you an idea, I might have to actually put this in upside down. or the other way around. Okay, that's probably a lot better. So that is going to be how that fits onto the remote control. I like that. It's got a nice full tray that slides back up in there. So you have your joysticks here. You have your takeoff and your landing button. It looks like you have an automatic 360 button where it'll kind of like go around. And then it has a return to home button, which is absolutely awesome. It has some camera controls here, so you can start the camera, high and low speeds or automatic on there. And then let's open up this remote and see what kind of batteries this takes. So I'm just going to open that up. Slide that forward. Okay, so it takes 4 AAA. And I like using the Amazon basic batteries. I get like the longest life out of these of any other battery I've used. Alright, and then we basically, flat side of the battery goes towards a spring. I think everybody knows that, but just making conversation with everybody out there. And then this slides back on. And then we put this back in here. Screw that down. Okay, and then that's your remote. So turn it on, and I like right away you have this little digital control panel here. And I'll tell you the battery life of your controller, how many satellites you're hooked up to. It said a lot. That's really neat. And tell you what modes and everything else that you're in. So definitely a good active display that shows up on there. That's great. That's your antenna configuration, your antenna array, if you would. And I like how I fold down out of the way for you. So yeah, that's really neat. Okay, let's bring this outside and we'll show you the next part about it. Oh, before I get too far ahead of myself, the instruction booklet. You get a lot of information in any of the Holy Stone drone lines in your booklet. I would say before you even head outside, make sure that you thoroughly read through, because there is just a lot of information. There's tips and there's tricks. You can learn just a lot from just going through the entire manual. And you have shows you how to put battery and how to replace propellers. You will break propellers. It's part of owning a drone. But and it shows you like your TF card, your micro SD card, how you put that in, charging. And then it has your download app. So you know what, let's do that. We're going to download the app. So basically you go to this QR code, and I'm going to put my phone back together again, just because I drop things. So I'm going to make sure that I keep my phone safe. So you want to go into photo, and then basically hang it over your QR code, as long as you have the activation for a QR code on your phone. So here we're going to visit the Play Store. And it's going to be the HS Fly is the app that we're looking for. So we're going to install that really quick. So it's downloading. It looks like it's about 67 megabytes. So depending on your Wi-Fi or your phone connection, that should go pretty quick. Then we're going to hit open. And then it's going to be like looking for your drone. So, and it gives you extended product warranty to 90 days. You know, hit OK. And then you have your different controls, learn to fly, your media. So there's like a lot of different features in here. So again, after you read the manual, feel free to go through a lot of this functionality just to kind of get familiar with the drone and what you're going to be doing. And then this is basically going to tell you how to pair, turn your drone on, and we'll go over a lot of this more when we get outside into the field. There is a calibrating the compass mode, which I'll show you outside. You're basically kind of like spinning the drone on its axis and then this way, and that is just to orientate the magnetism of Earth and to align it with the satellites up in space. So that is important to do. My experience is usually if you stay in the same geographic area, it works the same. Like I had calibrated one drone up north, and then when I went traveling down south, I recalibrated it, and I had no issues whatsoever. But if I was staying around in my local area, I had no issues whatsoever about having to recalibrate. So you end up usually doing that once. Unless you travel, then it might be a good idea just to go through the calibration mode when you're on vacation, depending what part of the country you're actually in. So you have your takeoff and landing, calibrating the gyro, and these are all functionalities that you have to go through to get the drone prepared for its first flight. So it is very important. You do have a emergency stop button. So I caution people because sometimes when you push that button, it's actually this button on the remote, just so you are aware. That's your up and down, but if you hold it in, that is your emergency stop. A lot of times people will get nervous and they'll hang on to a button, they'll long press it. I've seen drones plummet back to earth because they've stopped the motors in flight. So it is a very useful function, especially if you're getting close to the ground. You get some updrafts and everything else. You can kill the motors and have it gently land. So if you're having where it's kind of like doing one of these type motions when you get close to the ground, depending on the breeze and stuff they have coming through your buildings, that is a useful function that you might want to use. Anyhow, without further ado, let's go outside and we will go through the whole startup process of this and the full functionality of it. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, so we'll open this up and we'll get the remote out first, and then we'll pull the drone out. I'll make sure we got our legs open, and because this little kickstand, we got to like move that side out first. You'll figure it out pretty quick when you're going through it. And then remember, the battery has a little clip that we take out and we put back in, so make sure that battery is in completely. Now let's get the instruction book out and we'll go through step by step what we do. And while I'm thinking about it, let's insert our little memory card. So that goes in on this side, and I believe it goes that way for orientation. And you'll hear it kind of like snap in, so that's ready to go. Okay, so this is your booklet. And again, read through it because there's a lot of information to go through. So, and we are going to be going up to the area where it starts having us set everything up. So the power switch is here on top. That will turn it on for us. But we are going to go into get the camera app, which I'm trying to find a page for, and it's right there. So that's our Android app. So what we're going to do is bring out our Android phone. There's also for iOS for Apple. And I'm just going to open up the camera part of my phone, and we are going to scan the QR code, and then it brings up the link right away. So we just click on that, and that will bring us to the App Store. So I had previously downloaded this before, but it's a HS Fly. So we're going to hit open, and then now we are going to turn on our remote, and then that's going to turn on for us. And then we're going to turn on our drone. Just hold it for a quick couple seconds, and then you'll hear it like bing, and you'll see your lights flashing. Now it has, there we go. It has set up with the drone. You can tell because it will show the battery life that's on that. When we go back to our app, and then extended warranty, it's going to go that. Just hit OK. And then we'll go back into the app, and then what we are going to do is we are going to locate our drone in our Wi-Fi menu. So just go down the list, and then you're going to see Holystone FPV, and depending on the serial number of your drone, it may be different. So we're going to hit that, and that's going to connect for us. So we're connected to that. So we will go back to our app, and then we are basically going to go to controls, and then it's going to be like precise, approximate, allow, so we'll go for precise while using this app, allow, and then it's basically good to go. And it's kind of bright here, but you'll be able to see the camera moving around on that. Okay, so you'll be able to see how the drone's camera is connected. Let me just make sure there's no protective film on this. And it does have a little film that will peel off. That's a protective lens. And it'll make our image a lot more clearer. And then we'll set up our phone holder here at the bottom. Alright, so my phone position's a little off just because I have my volume and power button here, but you want to move that off onto the side. And then we're going to go back into the booklet. And then we are going to go through all the functions, make sure you're completely familiar with everything. So up, down, how to rotate the drone around. So that's your phone holder. We went through the app. So pairing, we basically did that. So everything is paired. Just make sure we're good there. Calibrating the compass. So what we're going to do is, as shown above, long press the compass calibration button to enter the compass. So that is going to be this button here at the bottom. So we're going to long press that. Hold it for 3 seconds, and then you'll see the indicator lights flash. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it around 3 times counterclockwise. So that's 2. You have to do this on the initial setup so the orientation gets correct. And then we are going to hold the drone horizontal and rotate the drone 3 complete circles. When completed, the rear indicator lights will turn solid green. So what we're looking for is we're looking for these rear ones to turn solid green. So we're going to rotate that around. 1, 2, and then 3. And then they will turn solid green, so that calibration part is correct. And then we're going to take it this way, and we will rotate it 3 times counterclockwise. 2, 3, and then they will go solid red. So that calibration part is complete. GPS searching, and we can tell from this that it has found 9 GPS satellites. So that gives you a good indication that that's ready to go. And then calibrating the gyro. Press a short calibration button to calibrate the gyro, indicates lights. So basically we will just hit that once, and that's going to calibrate the gyro for you. Starting and stopping, we're going to pull both joysticks down into both corners, and then we're going to do our takeoff and landing. All right, so we are ready to go. So we are going to start recording. So we are going to go into, so that's going to be camera and video mode, just to give you an idea. So the button will turn red when you're into like the movie camera mode, and then that's going to be your single camera mode. So it's like take single pictures. So let's start that. It chimes to let you know you're ready to go. And we are going to go over to controls real quick. Make sure you have your antennas up. So that is your return home. And that is your takeoff and landing button. Okay, and then we're basically ready. So we're going to unlock the motors. 1 button takeoff.
Drone low voltage.
Alright, so to unlock and get ready for flight, pull those in the bottom corner, and one button takeoff.
GPS.